Hi and welcome to Calldorado. Today I'm going to show you how to create a new app in the Calldorado world and how to integrate our Calldorado SDK into your Android app. In this video we assume that you have already created your own Calldorado account at my.calldorado.com and that you've signed up there. So the next thing you need to go is that you need to go to My Setup and My Apps, and you will land on this page. And in here you can click on the button Create New App, and it's just a basic step-through guide where we need to fill in a few bits of information. The first thing you need to do is to type in your app name, and in this case I'm just gonna call it Demo App 3. And secondly, you're gonna type in your unique package name, which you use for this Android app. And for this case I'm just going to use a test package name. Please make sure that this package name is your correct one that you're going to use in the Google Play Store. If you already have the app launched in the Google Play Store, you can enable this tick box here, this check mark. This way we make sure that everything is set up correctly as you're already live with your app. If you're in the process of building your app, leave it unticked until you have released your app into the Google Play Store with the Calldorado SDK included. So you click on the next button, and in this next step you need to select which screens you want to have enabled of the Call ID feature. So there's a lot of different screens and you can read a lot of information on all of them. And we always recommend that you leave it as it is from standard here, and the next thing you do is that you can sort of select them or unselect them by just clicking here, and then you can see your earning potential and how the user experience will be for the end user. So I'll just leave it as standard and click next. This next section you have our screen designer. In here you can make your app look, or the Calldorado SDK look, have the same look and feel as your own app. And here we will recommend that you select the same color scheme as the app that holds this SDK into it. And yeah, you can select a lot of different nice cool stuff. Here's just for the top bar, but you also have how the call ID and the settings menu and the pop-up should be in general. So there's a lot of tweaks and changes you can do here. And one of the things we always recommend is that you upload your app icon into these different sizes, which means that the logo will always be present on for your app in the top left-hand corner. So when you're done with the look and feel and you feel that that's what you want, then you can just verify that all the screens are as you expected. And when you're done with that, you click Save, and we are more or less ready to integrate. So it just takes a few seconds for it to generate the files that we need. And here we go. Now we can see that there's a few steps, step 1 through and 3 we need to go through. And the first thing you need to do is that you download the XML file to your computer. This is the configuration file that shows all the colors that you've selected in the previous screens. So you just save that in a location you know where it is. So we've downloaded that, and now we need to add the Calldorado.xml to your resource in the XML folder in your Android Studio project. I'm just going to open Android Studio with my app here. And in the application structure, you have your resource catalog. In here you create a new directory, which is called XML. Just like that. And it usually works if I refresh. Yeah, we can see the folder here. Then you locate your the file of Calldorado XML. It's here, and you copy that and you paste it into the XML folder, just like that. So now we have the Calldorado.xml in our XML folder under resources. That's step 1. Step 2 is that we need to modify the build.gradle file in our project. So let's just identify that. So we have our Gradle scripts down here. You click on that and you can see that you need to locate the one which is for your application, which is this one. And we can see that we need to find the build script section where we need to input this specific part. So you can do one or two things. You can either copy paste the whole section here and add it to the end part of the build.gradle file, or you can, if you like to have it all collected in one place, you copy the Maven part here and paste that into your repository section under the build script, and then we do the same for the dependencies, which is this class path, which you then paste into your dependencies section. And the third thing we need to do is to apply the Calldorado plugin, and this can be done anywhere, but I'll just do it together with the other plugins here. The third thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your minimum SDK version is at least minimum version 10. It can sometimes be less than 10, or it can be higher, but at least raise the minimum SDK version to a minimum of 10. So just make sure of that, guys. So we're basically done with step 2, and the last step is basically you have now included your whole the Calldorado SDK into your project. One thing we do recommend is that you look at this section over here. We have a call ID settings screen you can enable through calling this intent. So if you already have an area in your app where you can suggest users that they can see the settings page, we always recommend that you do that in your code. I would also recommend that you look into our best practice guide and our documentation guide. You can find them under support and documentation and best practices. Documentation shows a little bit more of the advanced setups you can do, and the best practices guide is also giving you some advice on how to launch this SDK into the Google Play Store together with your app. So the final step is basically just to build your application and put it into the Google Play Store. Thanks guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.